Okay, so it's quite clear to me and probably to you guys as well that the agenda now is to come after the children. All children. It doesn't matter, Muslim, non-Muslim, black, white, brown, children generally. Okay, so this is the concern because all children are my concern. I don't care whose they are. Okay, I feel like I'm responsible for all children to an extent. So what do I mean by coming after? By implanting seeds of confusion and of doubt into young, juvenile, underdeveloped minds, 4 or 5 years old, this type of an age group, okay? By talking to them about topics that are way outside their mental capacity to process. They're just children, bless them, okay? So talking to them about issues that are adult issues, or at the very best, later on teenager issues. Now, there was a talk, I listened to talk radio at the weekend, and I was actually with my youngest son, and there was a phone-in. And these parents were phoning in to talk about how progressive and open their parenting skills were. And it was worrying. It was really worrying to think that people are actually raising their children or children's like this. Okay. Now, in this talk show, this phone-in, one of the mums phoned in and said that she has a 4-year-old daughter and she doesn't want her or let her play with traditional girls' toys. She wanted her child to play with her older brother's toys, which would have been cars and whatnot, because she didn't want to force her daughter into a gender role or feel suppressed into a gender role and all this crap, okay? Now, they're talking to these kids, and these parents were phoning in and saying about how they've had these talks with their kids about multiculturalism, racism, LGBTQ, and obviously we can't have a conversation these days without the old transgenders getting in on things, okay? These issues are not for 4 and 5-year-olds, okay? They're confusing to adults, never mind young children, okay? And at that age, children don't learn from lectures and talks. They learn from behavior. They learn from the morals and the ethics and the standards that the parents install in and live by in the house. An example, if the parents say something racist or say racist things regularly in the house, that child, as a blank piece of paper, will learn racist points of view. Likewise, if you're telling a 4 or 5-year-old that it's perfectly okay and it's perfectly natural to have feelings for another little boy having feelings for a little boy, or a girl having feelings for a little girl, okay, you're going to confuse, you're going to sow the seed of confusion, plant the seed of confusion in that young mind. It's not ready for that type of thing. Look, if you're an adult, if you're an older adult and that's how you feel and that's how you think and that's what you want to do, that's on you, mate. I can't change it. I can't stop it. But these are children, okay? And they are forcing in schools and outside of schools this type of parenting and this type of psychology into all the children. I don't think they have an agenda for one particular demographic of child. Just child will do for them, okay? Imagine what would happen if I try to program or talk to somebody else's child, 4 and 5 years old, about being a Muslim, how they should be Muslim. I'd never do that. If they weren't my kids, I would never do that because it's not my place. Because as the parent, it's your job to install your morals, your life views, okay, and program your child the way you see best, okay? It's not my job to do that for your child, okay? So they were saying about LGBTQ and racism and trans, these are complex issues, okay? Now, I'm very well aware and very conscious that it's problematic to offer simple solutions to complex problems. But I don't believe that this is a complex problem to begin with, okay? This has been made complicated, this has been made difficult and made confusing deliberately. Okay, so we have to take it back to the simple morals and simple basics of life. Now, as Muslims, okay, we have a format and a template in order to do that. The Quran and the Sunnah is easy for us. As Muslims, we're kind of blessed because we've got a referral to go back to and to live by. So all of these issues can be simply put and simply dealt with, okay? And so, okay, let's go for it. Multiculturalism. Okay, as Muslims, we know that we will respect and accept any culture in the world, no matter where it is, and reject parts of the culture that are not incompatible with Islam. But the rest of the culture, no problem. It can be accepted and celebrated. Why not? Why not enjoy each other's cultures? Okay, racism. Let's simplify this. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said that a white man has no superior over a black man or an Arab over a non-Arab. Yet people are judged upon their taqwa, their piety. So judging a person's quality and status in life is not based upon their race and skin color. It's based upon their character and their obedience or their piety towards God. Okay, so it's got nothing to do with race. Okay, LGBTQ. Okay, here we go. I keep forgetting those letters. The Quran and the Sunnah give us very clear, very obvious definitions of a man and a woman. Okay, a man is made for a woman and a woman is made for a man. That's science. That's just how we're developed. That's just how a man's organs are developed for a woman's organs, and she is developed to have children. And that's the natural scientific process. Your feelings, if you're an adult and you have those feelings, that's fine, but it doesn't trump the science. It doesn't trump the biology. Okay. Last but not least, transgender, because we can't finish any conversation without them being mentioned nowadays. Okay. So again, Allah makes it very clear. Do not change the creation of Allah. Do not change the natural creation of God. How you are is how God made you. Now, does that mean that there isn't women out there that are more masculine than other women? Of course there is. Does it mean that there is not men out there that are more feminine than other men? Of course it is. But it doesn't change the basic principle, okay, that you are born into a gender. There is some very, very rare medical differences there, but the general rule is that women are born women and men are born men, and that's the way it stays. You can't choose your gender. It's like I can't choose to be Chinese. I can't choose to be African. I was born a white Englishman, and that's how it pleased Allah to make me, and that's what I'm pleased with. Okay, I don't need to change it. I don't need to do anything to myself to change that. So I think that these things here are really confusing for our youth and our all youth and all youngsters. Okay, like I said, I feel responsible for every child. And I think this is going to have massive repercussions going forward in the future, going forward 10, 15, 20 years, when these young kids, because in that time I'll probably be dead, but the young kids will be growing up and having more kids. So the whole generation will be finished, and the generation after that will be even worse. So I have nothing against, I say I have nothing against, I feel like I have to say that sort of thing. I disagree with LGBTQ and transgender, but it doesn't mean I wish them harm. I don't wish anyone to do anything damaging to them or anything. But if you're an adult, you believe that or you feel that and you want to live that, no problem. Do you. Do what you want to do when you're an adult, but leave the kids alone. Peace.